Welcome to Midnight Whispers. In today's video, we will explore a mysterious story about a girl who unexpectedly dances the steps of a culture she's never known. Could this be a sign of a supernatural connection, or just a strange coincidence? Sit back, relax, and let the story take you on an emotional and enigmatic journey. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on more captivating and mysterious tales like this one. Together, let's explore the things that logic can't explain. From the moment Ava could walk, she moved like she was dancing to music no one else could hear. Her parents thought it was adorable. Her twirls in the kitchen, the way her hands formed fluid, graceful arcs in the air. But by the time she turned 7, something had shifted. Her movements weren't just spontaneous. They were precise, structured, as though someone had taught her. But no one had. Her mother, Julia, first noticed it one evening when Ava danced barefoot in the backyard under the moonlight. The movements were hauntingly deliberate, nothing like what a child her age would invent on her own. Each motion seemed to follow a rhythm, though there was no music. Her arms extended, her feet glided, and her body turned in perfect harmony with something. Julia didn't know what. One night, curious and a little unsettled, Julia filmed Ava's backyard performance. She uploaded a short clip to a forum for traditional dances, hoping someone might recognize the style. She expected vague comments or generic guesses. What she didn't expect was a flood of responses from people across the world, especially from Southeast Asia. One comment stood out. "This looks exactly like the sacred rain offering dance from northern Thailand, but only temple dancers are trained in that, and it takes years to master." Another said, "Her footwork matches the Lan Na style. That's not something you find outside of old monastic communities." Julia was stunned. Neither she nor her husband had any connection to Thailand. They had never visited Asia, didn't watch cultural programs, and Ava had never taken any kind of dance class. Yet here she was, performing with the grace and confidence of a temple-trained dancer. More comments came in, some containing links to old black and white videos of temple rituals. When Julia watched them, she gasped. Ava's movements were nearly identical, down to the smallest flick of her wrist or the tilt of her head. A cultural historian named Dr. Somchai reached out. He specialized in Southeast Asian rituals and had spent decades studying remote temple ceremonies. After watching the clip of Ava, he requested a video call. On the call, his voice trembled with a mix of awe and confusion. "Your daughter is dancing a form of prayer," he said. "A sacred one. It hasn't been taught to outsiders for generations." Julia explained that Ava had never seen it before. "Then how does she know it?" he asked softly. Julia didn't have an answer. Dr. Somchai invited the family to Thailand. He said there was a temple far in the north, nestled in the mountains, where this dance originated. The elders might have insights. A few weeks later, with a mixture of excitement and apprehension, Julia, her husband Daniel, and Ava boarded a plane to Chiang Mai. From there, they traveled by car, then by foot, into the jungle-covered hills until they reached Wat Nam Sai, an ancient wooden temple draped in jasmine and gold-leafed carvings. As they arrived, Ava grew quiet. Her usual curiosity was replaced by an eerie calm, like she had been here before. When the monks saw her, their reactions were immediate. Several gasped. One dropped a prayer bowl. An elder monk stepped forward, tears welling in his eyes. "My Dara," he whispered, "you've come back." Julia blinked. "Excuse me?" The monk, named Frakiet, explained. "My Dara was one of our temple dancers. She passed away over 70 years ago. Her spirit was special. She knew dances even we had forgotten. And your daughter, she carries her steps." They brought Ava to the temple's inner courtyard, where traditional instruments lay silent. Without being asked, Ava walked to the center, closed her eyes, and began to dance. The musicians, wide-eyed, began playing, instinctively, as if they knew what was coming. The rhythm matched her perfectly. The monks whispered prayers. Some wept. Julia and Daniel stood frozen, watching their daughter become something else, someone else, right before their eyes. Later, Frakiet showed them an old photograph, a black and white image of a young temple dancer. Ava's resemblance to Maidara was uncanny, not just facially, but in posture, in presence. The same sharp but gentle eyes, the same quiet strength. As the days passed, Ava spoke of things she shouldn't have known. The secret shrine behind the temple wall. The story of the lost water ceremony. She pointed to a mural of temple dancers and named them, recalling relationships that couldn't possibly exist. Julia finally asked, "Do you remember another life, sweetheart?" Ava hesitated, then nodded. "Sometimes. In dreams, and when I dance." She described vivid dreams. Of carrying Jasmine to the altar. Of laughing with other girls in bright silk. Of crying quietly as rain fell on the temple roof. The monks confirmed each detail. They began calling her Nangdara, a respectful variation of Maidara's name. While they never pressured her to stay, the connection was undeniable. Ava had been here before, somehow. Before they returned home, the monks held a ceremony to honor Ava's return. They called it a remembrance blessing. Not a reincarnation ritual, not exactly. More like a reunion of souls across time. Ava danced that night with the grace of someone twice her age, the moon shining down on her like it had done decades ago. The village watched in silence. Some whispered prayers, others simply cried. Back home, Ava resumed her life. But something remained with her, a deeper stillness, a confidence that seemed ancient. She began to teach the dance to others, not from instruction, but from memory. As though preserving something fragile and sacred. People came from far away to see her, to learn from her. Not just the dance, but the emotion behind it, the story it told. Julia sometimes stood in the doorway and watched her daughter move, wondering how such a young child could carry something so old. Maybe it was more than memory. Maybe it was purpose. And every now and then, when Ava danced beneath the stars, she would pause, look upward, and smile, as if someone was dancing with her, just out of sight.